The Phantoms of the Frontier, Ghosts of the American Old West. There are many ghost stories in the American Old West. This period of American history, often romantically referred to as the Wild West, conjures vivid imagery of intrepid pioneers, gun-toting outlaws, gold prospectors, cowboy culture, and transcontinental railroad expansions. Amidst these vivid images, however, lies a thread less explored, yet is culturally significant: the supernatural folklore of the Old West, epitomized by tales of ghosts and haunted locations. This video aims to investigate the ghosts of the American Old West, exploring their origins, roles in folklore and historical narratives, and enduring influence on popular culture. The supernatural folklore of the American Old West finds its roots in a melange of cultural influences, including indigenous narratives, Mexican spiritual traditions, and Euro-American ghost stories. Indigenous tribes, such as the Navajo and Apache, had rich spiritual traditions filled with spectral figures and supernatural elements that integrated seamlessly with the natural world. Meanwhile, Mexican traditions brought stories of La Llorona and other spectral figures to the Southwest. As the frontier expanded, so did tales of ghostly encounters, usually involving the spirits of those who suffered violent or untimely deaths. These tales, told and retold around campfires or in saloons, embodied the uncertainty, danger, and transience that defined life in the Old West. As a result, ghostly figures in these narratives often personified the harsh realities and moral ambiguities of the frontier experience. Some of the most haunting tales from this era stem from infamous locales, like the Birdcage Theatre in Tombstone, Arizona. Known as one of the wildest, deadliest places in the Old West, the theater is said to be haunted by the spirits of outlaws and prostitutes who once populated it. Ghostly laughter, music, and footsteps have been reported, while apparitions of former patrons are said to wander its dilapidated halls. Mining towns also became breeding grounds for ghost stories, as hazardous conditions often led to premature deaths, and boomtowns quickly turned into ghost towns when mines ran dry. The town of Bodie, California, is one such example. Abandoned in the late 1800s, Bodie is said to be inhabited by the spirits of miners who died suddenly in accidents or fights. There are many different stories of ghosts in the Old West. Some are of people who were killed in violent or tragic circumstances, such as the victims of gunfights or train wrecks. Others are of people who simply died alone and forgotten, and whose spirits are unable to move on. And still others are of Native American spirits, who are said to haunt the land that was once theirs. No matter what their origins, the ghosts of the Old West are a part of the region's rich history and culture. They are a reminder of the hardships and dangers that settlers faced, and of the Native Americans who were forced to give up their land. They are also a reminder of the power of the human spirit, and of the hope that even in death, we may find peace. Here are some of the most famous ghost stories from the Old West. The Lady in White of the Bella Union Hotel in San Francisco is said to be the ghost of a woman who was murdered by her husband in the hotel's bar. Her ghost is said to appear in a white dress and to wander the halls of the hotel, looking for her killer. The Boot Hill Cemetery in Dodge City, Kansas, is said to be the final resting place of many outlaws and lawmen who died in the town's violent days. Visitors to the cemetery have reported seeing the ghosts of gunfighters, gamblers, and prostitutes. The Stanley Hotel in Estes Park, Colorado, is said to be one of the most haunted hotels in the world. Guests have reported seeing ghosts of former guests and staff, including a little girl who drowned in the hotel's pool and a man who was murdered in his room. The Winchester Mystery House in San Jose, California, was built by Sarah Winchester, the widow of the Winchester rifle manufacturer. Sarah Winchester believed that she was haunted by the ghosts of people who had been killed by Winchester rifles, and she built the house as a way to appease them. The house is filled with strange and unusual features, and visitors have reported seeing ghosts and hearing strange noises. These supernatural tales, woven into the cultural fabric of the Old West, have left a lasting impression on American popular culture. They have inspired countless works across various mediums, including literature, film, television, and even video games. Films like High Plains Drifter and Pale Rider, both directed by Clint Eastwood, weave ghostly themes into traditional Western narratives. The success of television shows like Supernatural and Ghost Adventures, which often explore haunted locations within the Old West, highlight the enduring interest in these spectral tales. The ghosts of the American Old West are more than just spectral figures haunting abandoned saloons or desolate prairies. They are symbolic embodiments of the uncertainties, hardships, and moral complexities of the frontier era. Their tales, tinged with tragedy, violence, and regret, echo the human experiences of a tumultuous and transformative period in American history. Though the frontier days are long past, these ghostly narratives persist, reminding us of the less tangible, yet equally significant, aspects of our cultural heritage. They continue to shape our understanding of the Old West, reflecting our fascination with the unknown and our collective yearning to explore the intriguing intersection between history and folklore. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and subscribe to Connect Paranormal. This will allow us to make more videos. Thanks for watching.